What's up, you guys? So it's Layla Lynn, and I'm back with a new video. I feel like we're going back in time today because, again, we're talking about Amanda Seales being fired, publicly fired from another job. She revealed on her social media recently that she was fired from her radio show with Radio 1, and she gave the reasons why they fired her. And in my opinion, it has to do with her being neurodivergent. I know a lot of people gave her a hard time when she said she basically self-diagnosed herself as either autistic or I don't remember if she said Asperger's, but I remember she said she was autistic and people gave her a hard time about the self-diagnosis. But I do actually feel like it's kind of obvious that Amanda Seales is neurodivergent. But in any case, she went from one day gossiping about NeNe Leakes' nose to the next day crying on social media about being fired from her job. So we're going to get into what she said about that in this video. But first, if you're watching and you haven't yet subscribed, make sure you subscribe because y'all can see I'm so close to 400,000 subscribers. And I'm so proud of what I've built here on YouTube. And I really want to get to 400,000 subscribers. Hopefully in the next month, like by the new year, that would be a great New Year celebration. But if not, within the next month or two, I do want to get to 400,000 subscribers. And I appreciate y'all for supporting. YouTube is changing, and so I am evolving with the times. And shout out to Kempire. Kempire recently did a live show in London. Kempire and Grace were in London. They did a live show, and I appreciate them including me in the live show. I appeared via video, and Grace told me that the audience loved it. So shout out to y'all watching from London, and shout out to y'all who have been supporting this channel for years. And let's get into the video. All right, so first I want to get into what Amanda Seales said about NeNe Leakes' looks. NeNe Leakes hasn't been on the Real Housewives of Atlanta for years, but people are always talking about NeNe, and she did a segment on her show about NeNe Leakes, and this is what she said about NeNe Leakes' looks.
NeNe. Now, let me just tell y'all something. I don't really have a lot of energy to talk about stuff like this, but I can't stand lies. Ma'am, you done cut all the mess out of your nose. Quit lying to us. And more importantly, to yourself. Like, I don't even understand this. She always says that she just has superb makeup. Makeup doesn't shave a jaw.
Yeah, I don't know that much about plastic surgery, but I don't believe her. I don't believe that's makeup. So, yeah.
I want her to just own that she wants.
Can I pause this? It's just filters. In my opinion, when you see NeNe on social media, to me, it's just filters. But people feel like she's shaving her jaw, she's cutting up her nose, and I just don't think that's the case.
Wanted to do this to herself. Like, if that's what it is, that's what it is. You got new eyelids, sis. I don't like it. I don't like it. Her nose is on a path of self-destruction.
Self-destruction.
Okay? Yes.
Yeah,
NeNe Leakes. NeNe. Fresh, dressed to impress, ready to party.
Yo.
And we love a glow up. We do. However, if you're not going to be honest with what you're doing to yourself, it concerns me that you're not honest about how you could possibly be harming yourself. And that's where my heart lands with that one. So hopefully she gets.
So this disappointed me. I have to share with you all. This disappointed me because I thought Amanda Seales was above the fray. I thought she was more political now and talking about topics that really mattered. And when it comes to NeNe Leakes, like, I feel like it's obvious that it's filters and possibly fillers. I don't think she's having plastic surgery, but the girlies now are doing like fillers. And in my opinion, even Portia, a lot of the ladies are getting these liquid facelifts, liquid nose jobs, like filler nose jobs, and it's not necessarily going up under the knife or cutting up their nose like Amanda Seales said. But in any case, just 3 days ago, she was gossiping about NeNe Leakes' nose, and now, next thing we know, she's fired from her job. So I want to share that
on their shows
as well.
I allowed folks like DL Hughley and Ricky Smiley to talk about me on their shows. I was told that the reason the show was not going to go further was because affiliates did not want a show that was polarizing, and also that I was not funny enough on a consistent basis. And they're not wrong. These are not let me do a silly skit every morning times. At one point on the show where they called me and they asked me to stop referring to the genocide as a genocide, I played their little game for like a month. And then I just was like, I can't not refer to it as what it is. You know, they allowed folks like D.L. Hughley and Ricky Smiley to talk about me on their shows, to besmirch my merit because I was not a supporter.
So basically, she was let go from her job because she was being honest about her opinion about the genocide in Gaza. And from my understanding, if I recall correctly, Amanda Seales shared her sister on her social media who is either Palestinian or from that area. So it's kind of close to home. Like, talking about what's going on in Palestine is kind of close to home for Amanda Seales. So she felt like she couldn't censor herself when it came to talking about those things. But here is what else she said. Shout out to Live Bites for capturing part 1 and part 2 of what she said about it.
Came to Radio 1 in 2021. So I when I came to Radio 1 in 2022, I literally said to both of my bosses who were Jewish men, I said, I cannot come here unless you're going to have my back when I eventually have to speak about Palestine, because I will have to speak about Palestine. And I need to know, do you all acknowledge that Palestine is an occupied state? Do you acknowledge this? And the elder said, yes. And the other started to do conjecture. And I was like, cut it. I didn't ask you for all of that. I said yes or no. He said yes. And I said, because I will have to speak about Palestine. And when it happens, I need to know that this company is going to have my back. I cannot sign this contract unless I know that this company is going to have my back. And when they asked me to take down my video of Zionists fucking with my livelihood, that's also when I knew, like, this is probably the beginning of the end.
Okay, let me pause right here. She's referring to her website being hacked. She said her ticket website for her live shows was hacked. And so when she says effing with her livelihood, she's talking about like her ticket sales. She had made a video talking about that. And I guess the radio show Radio 1 executives asked her to take it down, probably because she was using that word.
It always sucks that it's a black man who always delivers the news. And I will leave you with this. Whenever somebody says it's just business, that is the lie that sellouts tell themselves. Actually, you know what? I just remembered that I have been fired from a creative job. I was fired from Sirius Satellite Radio by another black man. When I came to Radio 1 in 2020...
So Amanda Seales obviously has a lot going on, and that's why I really didn't like when people were making fun of her being neurodivergent and self-diagnosing herself, because to me it's kind of like obvious, in my opinion, it's obvious that she's neurodivergent. And as the parent of someone who's also neurodivergent, like, you can see the signs, like when it comes to dealing with people, working with people, and just the social aspect of business for her, you can kind of like see the signs. And she doesn't understand, in my opinion, she doesn't seem to understand why everybody doesn't think the way she thinks and why everybody doesn't move the way she moves. Even though she's highly intelligent when it comes to like social intelligence, it seems like she just doesn't understand people. And so I feel like she needs support. And this is the thing. A lot of people need support. Like, a lot of people deal with like illnesses and challenges. I don't want to say disabilities, but challenges that are not visible. Like, you don't see her in a wheelchair. You can't see her disability visually, but she does have challenges, and she shared it with the world and the world laughed at her. But I feel like when you have challenges, you need support. Like, if you had a physical challenge, you have physical support. If you have an emotional or social challenge, then you need support. So I feel like she needs a better team around her. If she wants to continue working in the entertainment industry, she needs a better team that will support her, because she's obviously in need of support. She's on the internet like damn near crying, talking about black men keep firing her, like when she works in like urban entertainment. So obviously, you know, she's going to be dealing with black men. Same thing with Jewish men. And so I just see the need for support for Amanda Seales, but I just wanted to share with you all what is going on with her. And I hope the best for her. She has mentioned, I've seen her share before, that she enjoys working for herself. And I hope that works out for her, whether it's her social media or her shows or what have you. I hope it works out for her working for herself, but also having like a stronger support team. Whatever she has now, she needs to either listen to them more or get a stronger support team. But that's my opinion. Y'all leave a comment and share yours. As always, thanks for watching.
Layla, 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 tell us it all.